I kind of want to. I have to stay up and edit this fucking podcast after we're done, but I want to go and play Smash and try the new online update and see if it does feel any different. I'm hearing it doesn't, but I want to go and try it because I've been playing a lot of Smash lately. So, fuck it, why not, man?
Fuck it, why not? Pull an all-nighter.
I can hope it feels. I can't pull an all-nighter. I have to work it tomorrow morning.
Sleep is for the weak, Dylan.
Fucking for me it is, dude. God.
I've actually got to the point where I only need 6 hours to sleep to fully function.
Like, that's how much I've been getting lately, is like just under 6, but it's like not affecting me too hard throughout my day.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like when you become an adult, you need less and less sleep to actually function. When you're like a teenager, you need like 10 to 12 hours of sleep to fully like be functional. When you're an adult, you need like 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah, like I'll probably be fine. I'll probably be at work tomorrow morning and I'll be like, yeah, I feel awake and like alert and ready for the day. I just like feeling refreshed that you get from like a sleeping in and like good night's sleep kind of fucking night, you know?
That's what coffee's for, or Mountain Dew Kickstart.
Gross. I don't want coffee.
Okay,
disgusting.
How about a Monster? How about some Red Bull?
That's even more disgusting, dude. Energy drinks are fucking nasty.
Fucking take some B-12 vitamin gummies, then. It sounds like a joke, but I swear to God, no, take that shit. B-12 gummies. I know you're recording right now because word of professional advice: get B-12 gummies and vitamins. You will not regret it. It will actually keep you awake.
Oh God!
And energize you for the entire day. Dylan's laughing, but he just doesn't know. So,
welcome to Nonstop Debate. By the way, I'm D-DAWG, and I'm joined here today by the gummy-eating fucking J-Man.
You laugh at me now, Dylan, but when you're super tired in the morning and I feel refreshed, I'll be the one who's going to be laughing.
I will have the last laugh, all the way to the bank with my bottles upon bottles of Flintstones vitamin gummies.
They're not even Flintstones, they're just like generic store brand.
Wow, you're telling me to get gummies and you're not even getting the Flintstone ones? You really are weak.
Those are general vitamins. I'm talking about specialized. These gummies are like 300% B12. You know that taste in Monster and like in Red Bull that makes it taste really bad for you? That is a shit ton of B12 in liquid form. You just get the gummies and you're fine.
Gross.
No, the gummies actually are better because they don't taste like anything. So you just eat it and you're fine. Listen to me for a second, Dylan. Take this life advice. You can laugh at me for the fucking peanut butter pickles or deep fried pickles. You can laugh at me for whatever I fucking eat. But when I say, hey, you want to have some good health advice? Take some B12 vitamins. Fucking do it. It will make your life better. They're $300 for like $10 a bottle.
Jeez.
And knowing you where you work, you'll get a discount.
I probably would, yeah. Alright, well, you probably see it from the title. We're talking about one of the coolest characters in the series today.
Yeah, it's a shame that she arrives at Chapter 2 and barely appears sporadically throughout the entire story.
Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about Genocide Jill today. And, Tomko? Taka.
I thought it was...
No, Taka's the good boy. Tojo. No, Tojo's the maid from B3. Well, whatever her name is, we're talking about her too.
Yeah, she gets... I already feel the hate in the comments in the future, Dylan. I already feel the hate.
All the fucking Ultra Despair Girls fans are just fucking like... just typing away on the keyboard.
What the fuck you just say about my waifu? How dare you? I'll have you know that she's the best lesbian waifu in the series. I'm like, alright, shut the fuck up. She's not a Buki.
Disgusting.
Shut your fucking mouth. She's not a Buki. Shut it.
God. All right, well, let's get started with the design. What do you think of the design, Jer?
Which one? The one that's boring or the one that throws you for a fucking loop?
Both.
Okay.
We'll
like
just
said,
kind of like cover both in each category as we go on.
Right. So Toko's design, boring. I kind of forget that she's there.
Yeah. I actually did forget that she was there. Like, legitimately playing through Trigger Happy Havoc, if I had $1 for every time Toko appeared on my screen and I said out loud, "Oh yeah, Toko's a character in this game," I would probably not need to work my day job and I'd be able to do this channel full time instead of every other fucking week now because my work sucks.
Yeah. And I've been having trouble too. But then we go to Genocide Jill and you're like, well, she stands out. When you see Genocide Jill, you're like, oh no,
Yeah.
serial killer, you get me. Oh,
She's got the big crazy eyes. I think her hair is like a little bit more wild. It's much more like it's less static.
It's more stylized. It's more bolden. It's more like
well, because like when Toko's the one in control, her pigtails, ponytails, whatever you want to call them, they're always like laid down, unless she's in like a dynamic pose where she's like pulling at her hair, or in like, you know, one of her more like upset sprites or something. But Jill, all of Jill's sprites, the pigtails are always like flopped up. They're always like in the air and like moving all around and pointing anywhere but down, basically.
Right. Yeah. And it makes her stand out a lot more. And you're like...
Most notably, her big long old tongue that she has for some reason, which arguably, if you think about it, Toko has a big long old tongue too.
Yeah, she does have that one sprite.
Cause it's like there's no way Jill can have that big long old tongue without Toko also having that big long old tongue. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking Toko's dad is Gene from the fucking Kiss.
From fucking Kiss, Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
God. Jesus. I do kind of want to briefly touch on Jill's scissors. Like her whole style with like the homemade scissors is just like very cool. It's very unique.
And she has her own unique JoJo pose. She doesn't steal a JoJo pose. She has her own JoJo pose.
Yeah.
It literally is like it's a pose. It's not from JoJo, so it's not a JoJo reference, but it's a damn cool ass pose.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
She's I wouldn't say like very standout because she still shares like quite a bit of Toko's design.
Right.
But I would say that Jill is about as standout as the rest of the cast is.
Right.
Compared to Toko herself without Jill, who's just not at all.
There.
Yeah. She's got a more bland, like she's wearing the same kind of like school uniform looking outfit that like Sayaka does, but Sayaka's pops at least because it's got like color coordination with like her overall outfit. Whereas Toko's is mostly just one single color, yeah.
It's reddish brown.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We're probably gonna piss a lot of people off. We think Toko is the most boring character in this entire series. Out of all three games, she is the most boring character.
She's not the one we hate the most.
Oh no, I don't hate her. There's nothing interesting about her to me.
Yeah, like I said, but we'll get to the character we hate the most in the second game.
Yeah. When we get to if we ever go over Ultra Despair Girls in the future after we cover the three main games, we'll probably give her a bit of praise in that because she's a main character, so I'm sure she actually gets some character development.
Right.
So I'm sure there's a lot of good things to her in Ultra Despair Girls, but as far as Trigger Happy Havoc goes, Toko is very boring all across the board.
boring.
Even her personality is like, I wouldn't say her personality is boring, but it's not very like, I don't know.
Man, it must be.
It's not enjoyable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's not an enjoyable personality.
It's a sad day when I think Tanko's a better conversationalist than fucking Toko is.
Yeah.
And they're practically the same person.
Tanko has more development than Toko does.
Fucking hell, Tanko does, yeah.
Toko just kind of existed throughout this entire game.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, fucking Christ. Like, every single time you, like, talk to Toko and, like, you say something like, what is it, like, night?
Every conversation I had with Toko just ended with me shaking my head and wondering why I even bothered talking to her. Every single conversation, man. So.
Yeah, at least with someone like Tanko, you probably get like some information out of it, or you see her like do like fangirl over all of
Or she makes that really funny face when she's talking about degenerate males. The really fucking ugly Tanko face that she has for some reason, dude. That face, that sprite kills me. It's so funny. It makes me cringe because I hate the way it looks, but it makes me laugh because it's something that I hate looking at, you know?
Well, since we're talking about since Tanko and Toko are pretty much like cut from the same cloth character-wise,
yeah.
You look at design-wise, you look at fucking. Okay, it's not fair to compare anyone from the first game to the third game because the third game's character design is spot on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, fucking Tanko has a lot more going on for her, design-wise than whatever Toko's going for.
I mean, like, you could argue, like, who's another, like, super boring character from the series?
Super boring character from the series? Sonya. I'm just kidding. But,
I mean, that's fair. I love Sonya personally, but she is kind of a boring character. She attributed, like, nothing to the plot of Danganronpa 2.
She attributed to the red herring in the second case.
She told you about Shining Justice, which just ended up being 2 hours of wasted bullshit. So yeah, that was all Sonya added to Danganronpa 2.
Right.
So.
Oh, you gotta remember her famous line though. Jesus fuck shit bitch.
She did attribute that to the series, that's true.
Yeah.
It's more than Toko gave in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. We've got a lot of gripes with Toko. Not that she's like a bad character, she's just not really much of a character.
Yeah.
Literally, like, all she has to her personality is that she assumes that you're thinking the worst. She has a stutter. Yeah, like, she has, like, zero social skills. Her entire personality can be summed up by she's got a split personality that's a serial killer, and both her and the serial killer have a mad fucking thirst crush on Togami. And that's pretty much as far as her character goes.
Right.
So.
But I feel so bad because her talent is Ultimate Writer, and that just makes writers look bad.
Yeah, well. Oh yeah, there's also the whole idea that she smells really bad, too. That gets repeated constantly throughout Trigger Happy Havoc, because she doesn't know how to fucking bathe, I guess.
No, she refuses to shower while she's trapped inside the school.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Right.
That's probably explained if you talk to her.
Oh, it's one of those blink and you'll miss it conversations.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was like a little back and forth between Hiro, because I think Toko said that Hiro's smells, and Hiro's like, "No, man, I shower every day. You're the one who smells," and that's a bad day when Hiro is making fun of you, and that says a lot.
Yeah, true.
I think Ifume brings it up too during case 2.
I think it's like the first time anyone mentions that she stinks. Everyone, including Hifume and Hiro, are just like, "Hey, yeah, now that you mention it, you do smell pretty bad."
Yeah.
So. Yep, Toko is the... What is it? Ultimate... Is it just Ultimate Writer?
Ultimate Writer, yep.
I feel like there was more to it than just writer.
Oh yeah, she's also the ultimate serial killer too.
Well, I mean, besides that, Genocide Jill is the ultimate serial killer. Toko is the
ultimate writer.
ultimate writing prodigy. That's what it was. It's essentially the same thing, but yeah.
Right.
So, yeah. And they are, funny enough, they are both castmates. They neither committed a murder nor were really involved with one besides Case 2, which wasn't even really Toko, it was more Jill, because that was Jill's, like, grand entrance, but it was all red herring.
Yeah. It was all part of the Togami fuckfest.
I thought it was really silly to introduce a fucking serial killer into the fray and then have that serial killer never fucking kill anybody.
I mean, they did do it in the second game. Swish, swish.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, in the third game, they technically did it too, but that's with the fucking Seesaw Man.
Fucking Kyo. That stupid ass. God. Every time I think of Kyo, I just get angry. Jesus.
Seesaw effect, Dylan. The seesaw effect.
The fucking seesaw effect. God.
But
there's no death to speak of, because Toko and Jill made it to the end of the game, somehow.
Somehow.
Just like Hero, you look at them and you're kind of like, how?
How?
Like Jill, I could see Jill surviving.
Yeah.
How did Toko? Especially after Chapter 5 when they got blown the fuck up and fucking launched into the stratosphere of that goddamn greenhouse.
Yeah, apparently if you're fucking psychotic enough, you'll survive any explosion.
She comes back without a scratch on her, too. She gets blown right out of the fucking story of the game, and then she just comes back, she's like, hey guys, what'd I miss? And they're like, oh yeah, that's right, you're a character in this game, aren't you?
Like, she's like, yeah, I just have a mild concussion.
Yeah.
At least Soda, when he got fucking blown the fuck up, he looked like he got hurt.
Yeah. Toko just fucking walked back up. She just appeared out of nowhere. Fucking materialized in front of them, like she was beamed down from the fucking Star Trek Enterprise.
Damn, the power of plot armor really be thick out here.
God. Yeah. Well, personality-wise, at least, we've got a bit to talk about as far as Jill goes. Because we already talked about Toko's. She has, like, 0 personality.
Yeah.
I have a mad crush on Togami.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else?
Fuck you. You always think bad about me.
You're undressing me with your eyes, aren't you? You prick. And you're like, I'm not even looking at you, Toko. And she's like, that's what a fucking piece of shit like you would say, huh? And then she fucking storms off. And you're just like, I hate speaking to you.
Is Toko even in the fucking sauna? CG that you got to see?
I think so. I imagine, maybe not. Because I was thinking maybe all the girls were there during that, but I don't think they were. Were they? I know Sakura and Hina were both in there, and Kyoko was too.
Yeah, so it was, and also Celeste, so it was definitely before Chapter 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was like what? Like a Chapter 2 bonus? That's like before the murder?
No, it's Chapter 3, because you were talking to Alter Ego, you were in the sauna.
Oh, right.
I think Jill fucked off in that part.
Yeah, probably, because she was probably... Oh, yeah, because she was following Togami around, and he was hiding up in the library. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yep.
Not even attractive enough to get her into the fucking sauna scene. Oh, how shit must you be?
Yeah. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to talk about with Toko's personality. We already pretty much summed it up.
Yeah. Now Jill, on the other hand.
Jill's got a lot of personality, dude. I love Jill. She's such a fun character.
Yeah.
I love her fucking over-the-top, like, attitude in, like, every situation. I love her fucking maniacal laugh and her laughing sprite with the cartoony fucking triangle teeth. She's got so much character.
Yeah, fucking, she's not afraid to cut up a bitch, too. She fucking straight up attacked Hina.
There's like zero hesitation between her just like laughing at a funny joke that someone just said and then pulling out a pair of scissors and like stabbing someone in the shoulder. Zero
Boy,
hesitation. Yeah.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Yeah. She, just like
I like
Toko,
her.
shares the crush on Togami.
Except that it's more of like a sadistic crush. Like you feel
Yeah.
like Toko, you feel like Jill's at the end games. Like I want to kill you at some point in time.
Like Toko wants to get railed by Togami, and then Jill wants to get railed by Togami while stabbing him through the neck with a pair of scissors.
I also like fucking Jill's big fit, where they were like, no, it wasn't me. It wasn't me who killed Chihiro, but I wish it was me because it's a cute boy.
Yeah.
Because that's what her
Jill's like, I don't kill women. Disgusting. And then they're like, oh, actually Chihiro was a boy, and Jill's like, well, fuck, now I wish I had.
Not only was he a boy, he was a cross-dresser?
Yeah.
Oh, man, opportunity lost.
Yeah.
She literally, the equipment of mission failed, we'll get him next time.
It really do be like that, though.
Because if she probably knew that, she probably would have killed Chihiro, and probably would have stalked the shit out of Togami as Toko to prevent them from getting the genocide Jill folder.
Yeah.
Because you don't become the ultimate serial killer by being caught. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yup.
So,
Yeah, no, there's a lot of fun shit about Jill. She's very over the top. She's very loud. She talks kind of fast, which I enjoy. She doesn't have the stutter that Toko does.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe speak because since she has fuck. This is really, god damn it. It's really weird talking about other people with a stutter when I have a stutter, so.
You're like, yeah, what kind of fucking idiot has a stutter? Shit.
But, fuck. It's funny because I think Toko, like, lost her stutter because she let her tongue out. And to me, that's just, like, a funny thought.
That makes, like, zero sense.
Well, yeah, for me, it's, for me, when I have a stutter, it's like my brain thinks faster than I can speak. So when, the words are I'm trying to form words to form my thought, that's like 5 lines down the road when I'm still, like, free, like, right now where I'm at, where I already know where I want to say. So for me, I have like a bad case of mush mouth. Some people, it's they're afraid of biting their tongue or some shit like that.
Right.
And some people just can't form words correctly, and they end up repeating the same words over and over and over again.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Right. At least she didn't have a fucking list.
Yeah.
That would suck.
That would have been
Stutter
even
and a
more
list.
annoying, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't get annoyed by like stutters in like visual novel stuff unless it's like very, very prominent, like all over the place.
Right.
So I'm just like, all right, get on with it. Today, Junior. But yeah, she only
Fucking.
what is it? She only kills men, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
and then
she only kills young boys.
Young men, and then she pins them up to walls with her scissors. Which, by the way, the crime scene photos, there's so many fucking scissors. Like, her handmade scissors, did she just make 1,000 of them on a regular basis? Just to, like, impale corpses and hold them up? Which, also, there's no way those little fucking scissors would be able to pin up a body. There's no way.
Dylan, not to bring up alternate sparrows, but fucking her scissors are a range attack, so you're kind of spot on, so.
So she just has like an unrealistic amount of scissors.
Yeah.
God.
They're made of like super like durable metal.
Yeah.
They're strong enough in the Ultra Despair Girls, they're strong enough to destroy the Monokuma robots. So I'm pretty sure they're pretty fucking strong.
Well, that means they're, like, sharp. I'm saying that, like, with how small they are, there's no way they'd, like, stab through. Because, like, the images, right, don't even have, like, handle deep. Like, the scissors aren't even stabbed handle deep into the bodies, and they're pinned up against walls. And I'm like, they're not that long. There's no way there's enough of that tip of the scissor to pin an entire body up to a wall. You know?
Questions for another day.
Yeah. It's anime bullshit. You're not supposed to question it, but you know what? Fuck you. This is my podcast. I do what I want.
But Dylan, it's designed that way so you can be able to talk
actually.
Yeah. Yep. Well.
Still, you think Togami was unable to actually pin him up like the way Genocide Jill did is because he doesn't know where the fuck the scissors come from? So he had to resort to a cord.
One of his yeah. He's like, well, I don't know where I'm gonna find any scissors, so I guess I'll just use this cord. Fucking stupid idiot.
I like how you make fun of like Togami, and it clearly sounds like you're just talking like Fat Gami.
Yeah, because Fat Gami doesn't talk any different than Togami does. Oh!
Hey, at least the Fat Gami is a lot nicer than Togami.
Fat Gami is a lot nicer than Togami.
Even though he runs at fucking inhuman supersonic speeds.
He does, yeah. I love how all the sprites of Togami is just him standing and being a prick, and then there's fucking sprites and images of Fat Gami sprinting. It's just... It's real funny, dude. God. Fucking Togami, too. He's fairly important to Toko and Jill's personality just because he's such, like, a major part of it.
She really likes being stepped on.
Yeah. She loves being humiliated.
Right.
Because at first, if I remember correctly, she just, like, pulls Makoto aside and she's just like, I think he's real cute or something like that. And then Togami's like, what are you doing out here? I told you to stop breathing in my general direction, you thought. Get the fuck away before I snap your neck in your sleep. And then he slams the library door shut, and you're just like, oh shit, Toko, that was harsh, you okay? And she just fucking creams her pants right there in front of you, and you're like, alright, bye. I'm leaving.
Dylan pulls out a notepad with all the characters' names and you just cross out Toko's name.
I cross it out like 9 times until I rip through the paper.
Not gonna talk to her.
Oh god.
Because I remember when you were first, I'm like, well, probably let's try to find out Toko, and that scene actually happened, and you're like, well, I'm not gonna talk to Toko anymore.
Yeah. Well, because that's how the game started. When you go and introduce yourself to all the characters, when I saw Toko, I was like, oh, you're kind of cute. And then I talked to her, and she did the whole, like, oh, you're just undressing me with your eyes, aren't you, you pervert? You fucking pervert! And then I was just like, alright, I guess I'm not gonna talk to you at all, like, ever again.
Especially when at the beginning you just go like Sayaka, and she's, like, super upfront with you, and you're like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, for me, I was like, red flag, red flag, red flag. She's going to die.
Yeah.
I play a lot too much Phoenix Red to know when people...
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Time for Ego Theater.
Right.
I feel like we skipped through personality a lot. As much as I love Jill, and she does have quite a bit of personality, compared to the rest of the cast and, like, the rest of the characters in the series, it's still really not that much.
She probably only has, like, 15 minutes worth of spoken dialogue throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
and that's saying something.
I think part of the reason that I enjoy her so much is because I was just so bored with Toko. Because at first it was like, oh right, Toko's a thing that exists. And then as soon as Jill hit the scene, I was like, oh shit, this character's actually fun now. And then every time I ran into her and it was Toko, I was like, oh, when's Jill coming back out?
Right.
And then I would just sit there listening to Toko's dialogue, and she's just like, well, if you guys don't want me here anyways, then I'll just leave. Achoo! And I was like, oh, Jill! And then Jill popped up, and I was like, yeah, my girl's here.
She's literally like, what's up, bitches? Party girl's here!
Like, yeah, compared to a lot of the other characters, she still doesn't have that much more personality, but she's just like, because she's like goes hand in hand with Toko, and I'm so bored with Toko, I get so happy when Jill's on screen, because I'm like, ah, yeah, fun shit, you know?
And then immediately, like, Togami's like, well, I guess I'm gonna leave, right? It's like, alright, I guess I'm leaving with them. You're like, no, you just got here!
Yeah. Yeah, man. I enjoy Jill. I enjoyed her a lot.
Great.
I...
Also, they have two different distinctive memories.
Yeah.
So, Jill never got her mind wiped.
I totally forgot about that. Yeah, Jill remembers shit that Toko doesn't.
Yeah, Jill never got her mind wiped, so just imagine Jill going through all this shit, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Why are people dead? We were just friends a minute ago, we agreed to lock up.
Yeah.
Jill must have been so confused.
What if her and Toko, like, reached an understanding and became, like, friends or something? And then they get, like, the memory wipe happens, and Toko goes back to, like, trying to keep her in prison. She's like, I can't let Jill loose, and Jill's just like, what the fuck? I thought we had this shit figured out.
Yeah.
I thought we were friends.
Definitely would rather... Jill should have just been, like, replaced Toko for, like, the rest of the game.
Yeah. I would have been alright with that.
Kind of like with Komida, where Komida just stopped being friendly, he just went full-blown psycho.
Yeah, he just became the Nagito Komida that we all know and love.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because prologue Komida is just like, hey, don't worry, we're all friends here. We're not gonna kill each other, right? Secretly in the background, I'm totally gonna kill someone.
He's
and
like,
that's gonna get someone.
we're not gonna kill anyone, right? As he's hiding a fucking spike behind his back, and he's looking around, and he's like, who should I kill first, I wonder? Yeah.
I would say a fully loaded AK.
And for Nagito's neutral special, he wields a gun.
Oh, I fucking know what I'm gonna fucking Photoshop. Nagito's pointing something.
There is this. Well, we have that as an emote on the Discord server. Fucking Nagito pointing a pistol at us.
You're hoping.
Your hope. Put all the hope in the bag. God. All right. Well, let's cut to Eco Theater. I don't know what we're gonna fucking talk about.
I got an idea.
All right. We'll see you guys in a minute.
And now it's time for Ego Theater.
Komida skin for Joker. Discuss.
What if a Danganronpa character got into Smash?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to go with, but you just got me fucking...
Thinking about a fucking Nagito skin for Joker, yeah.
Yeah. For his neutral special, he wields a gun.
Well, I mean, Ultimate has been modded. So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe someone out there, maybe some crazy mad lad out there made a fucking Nagito skin for Joker. What would his fucking, what would Arsene be? Would they reskin Arsene, do you think?
Nekomaru Anita.
It's just Mekamaru.
Yeah.
From chapter 4, you're just like, alright, why though?
Okay, but why?
No, you know what they should do? You know what they should do? Instead of Nagito, make a Gundam Tanaka skin, and then instead of Arsene, it's the big chubby Dark Dave of destruction.
I was gonna say make fucking Gundam a Sheik skin.
Oh yeah, that would work too, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Sonya as a Princess Peach skin. We should just talk about Danganronpa characters Smash Brothers skins.
I kind of
That's-
like the idea of them adding Monokuma as a fucking, like, an actual Smash fighter, dude. I think that'd be sick as shit.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
How would
And
Sakurai even discuss those games, though? Because Smash is for good little boys and girls.
Hey,
This is
got
Monokuma.
some-
He oversees an academy full of murder where he forces its students to kill each other, and then he just starts showing screenshots of Sayaka dead.
No, I think it's gonna be. There's a way around it. You can just show like the demos of the.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like-
no, I mean, if they really wanted to include Monokuma, they could probably figure out a way to do it without, like, scarring the good little boys and girls for life.
I mean, that's the reason why everyone has pink blood.
Yeah, but I mean, the imagery is still pretty, graphic.
Right.
Not to mention there's, like, adult language and shit, too, so I mean...
Well, the Bayonetta and Solid Snakes.
Yeah, but they don't have any, they don't have any, like, violent language.
Bayonetta says "fuck off" several times in Bayonetta 2.
I'm saying in Smash.
Okay, well then you just don't add the violent language.
Yes, I
There's
know.
ways around it. Yeah, there's ways
I
around
think
it.
I think my original point was that why would they advertise Danganronpa? Well, because you know Sakurai's doing the whole fucking. When a new character gets revealed for Smash, he's doing the like mini presentation to like tell you about the character's history and the game history and where they came from and why they got involved and why they got included in the game and all that, you know.
Yeah.
Like he had that whole long history lesson on fucking King of Fighters.
Terry Bogard. Oh, it's clearly that like he grew up playing that shit.
Yeah, that one was clearly a little biased. He's like, listen, Terry Bogard is a cool motherfucker.
Terry Bogard is my boy. You guys say Roy's your boy.
Roy
Terry's
is your
mine.
boy, Terry is mine. And we're like, yes, Sakurai.
Now my question to you guys is, are you okay? What? Basta what?
He just fucking punches the camera. But no, dude, I think Monokuma would be cool. There's a lot you could do.
He'd be a beast. He could be a beast.
Someone in the Rivals of Aether Discord on the workshop, someone just made their own Monokuma, not like the first Monokuma that was made back when the workshop first came out. Someone made their own Monokuma who's got more like animations and sounds and stuff, and his down B, he throws out one of the Monocubs from V3 and they work like the Mecha Koopas from Bowser Jr. Like, if you get hit by them, they latch onto you and they blow up. And I was like, oh, dude, that's cool as shit. And, like, they cycle kind of like Pikmin. So every time you use a down B, it's a different Monocub. And when you throw the Monocubs out, they say something, too. They have a voice line when you put them out. It's really cool.
That's very wrong.
Yeah. But no, I mean, there's enough, like, stuff around Monokuma that they could add in. Like, they probably, kind of like Villager. I feel like it would be a lot like Villager, where they'd have to really, like, kind of... They'd have to get a little creative in how it becomes a moveset and like how they become attacks, but they could be things from the game. Like he could like, I don't know, his jab could be like Isabel's jab, where he uses his gavel, you know,
Right.
and it's just like a hammer. Like it's like a strong hammer swing, kind of like Ganondorf's jab, where it's just like a single strong hit instead of like a moderate
literally-
3-hit combo, you know?
You could literally take a lot of the moves from what he did to Uzume and take them too.
Or fucking just hit the executions in general.
Yeah.
You could give him little bits and things from the
I would-
executions.
I would, like, just imagine, because knowing Sakurai, imagine him going the extra fucking mile for Final Smash for Monokuma, and every single character has, like, their own personalized...
Their own
execution.
unique execution, Final Smash. Yeah, that would be super cool. That would take so much work, though. And Monokuma would be just like... Because they already said that Kirby is, like, one of the most challenging characters in the Smash Bros. Series, because every time they add a new character, they have to, like, adjust Kirby because of the copy ability.
Right.
So Monokuma would be just like that, but Monokuma would be even harder because you have to animate an entirely new,
Well,
like, Final Smash.
Well, I would say like just animate a new, completely new Final Smash, but just keep the damage variables the same. That way it'd be a little bit easier on them.
I mean, I guess, but you gotta understand that a lot of time goes into that animation. You know?
Yeah, I know, but
I figure if anything, just because it's one of the more, it's the only like repeated execution. If he made it into
Blast
Smash,
Off.
yeah, his final Smash would probably just be Blast Off.
Right.
So, which I'd be fine with. He'd probably have his claws, like a claw swipe. Maybe instead of the gavel for like a single strong jab, he'd probably like use his claws and do like a bunch of slashes or something.
Right.
I think something like that would be fun. I don't know, he's got a lot of like potential for a moveset.
Right.
And he's already in Nintendo games. There's Monokuma like furniture Easter eggs in Animal Crossing that you can get. So I mean, you know, he's got Monokuma himself has ties to Nintendo games, so I mean it wouldn't be too much of a stretch for him to make it in, and I think it would be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I'm still hoping out for Phoenix Rider, but
Would you get back into Smash in a heartbeat if Monokuma was the next fighter?
oh fucking hell yeah! You know what that means? Fucking spirits of the characters and Danganronpa.
Fucking Makoto and Kyoko and Hajime and Shuichi sprites.
Yeah.
As spirits in fucking Smash Ultimate, dude, I'd be down for that.
I would totally be down for that.
That should be so cool.
If I get my, I get a new Switch here pretty soon.
Yeah.
I drop my suitcase on top of my Switch when I moved to a different truck. I completely destroyed the screen. Doesn't want to turn on anymore.
Christ. Alright, well, back to the main show, I guess.
Makoto as Mario.
I just pictured Makoto with the Mario hat and mustache, like, very poorly photoshopped on. fucking Makoto and Hajime. And the mom is just like, hey, it's the Makoto brothers. And Hajime's like, Mama, why you never remember my name? And she's like, I'm Masari, bland Makoto.
I'm Supah. I'm sorry to press Makoto.
Welcome back.
So, overall written character.
Fuck, man. Honestly,
Boring.
for what Jill was supposed to be used as, I think Jill was written very well.
Right.
Toko, I don't think was exactly, like, badly written. They just didn't, like, ever do anything with her.
Because after that, they were just basically red herring for the fourth case. And Jill's
like a
memory
momentary red herring, because first you think it's Hero because he fesses up to, like, bashing Sakura in the head, and then you find out that that didn't kill her, and you're like, well, yeah, obviously she's not gonna die from getting bonked in the head by a bottle. And then Jill is like, no, I'm the one who killed her. And you're like, wait, what? Well, no, because you find evidence that Toko was hiding in the locker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sakura got hit twice in the back of the head with 2 different bottles.
Yeah. Once by Hero, once by Toko, and then fucking... I think she got hit by Jill at some point too, didn't she? Didn't Jill, like, stab her or something and then run away?
No, Toko opened up the door,
that's right. So, she saw Sakura's blood from when Hero hit her, and then she turned into Jill, and then Jill hit her in the head with a bottle. That's right.
Yeah, and then she fucking booked it.
Yeah. Because even Genocide Jill is like, I can't fucking take her in a fight, dude. Fuck off. Yeah.
Imagine waking up and you just see Sakura just like looming over you, and you're like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit.
Yeah, I think for the big crazy twist of like, haha, I'm that famous serial killer that Togami just told you about like 20 minutes ago. For like all of what happens in case 2, I think Jill was handled pretty well. And
Right.
I mean, at that point, you know, she served her purpose, and then she just kind of hangs around the rest of the game. And yeah, she gets used again later on in case 4 for a quick minute.
And Jill gets used again for her memory in case 6.
Yeah, like, Jill continuously comes back, like, even if it's just a little bit, because of, like, certain things like that where she's useful, whereas Toko is just kind of there.
Yeah.
She's just kind of just throwing dialogue into the wind, and none of it is really, like, entertaining. It's mostly just the same shit that she's always been saying.
Right.
That made me not enjoy her from the get-go.
That or just screaming over Togami.
Yeah. They just... I don't know, I feel like...
I love it at the end of the game, though, when you're trying to convince everybody. You're not trying to convince Toko. You're at that point in time, you're trying to convince Jill.
Yeah, because Jill's the one that's in control. Yeah, I feel like Jill was handled... I feel like Jill was written really well. Toko just never did anything. They never did anything with Toko.
Right.
Which, honestly, is probably why she came back to be one of the main characters in Ultra Despair Girls, because they were like, we should do more with Toko, because she was very underdeveloped in the first game.
And it also doesn't. It also helps that Toko was the writer's favorite character.
Yeah. Which is very funny if you think about it, because, again, like, the most boring character in the first game by far.
Right. By a landslide. Like, oh my god.
Like, we shit on Hero for making it to the end when he probably didn't deserve to live that long, but Hero was entertaining in spades. Dude, I'd argue Hero is probably the funniest character in that fucking game. His goddamn hamburger story, his goddamn I'm right 100% of the time, 30% of the time.
Yeah. I would actually say Hero's probably one of the funniest characters in the entire series.
Yeah. He's just pure comedic relief and nothing else, which, granted, is probably a bit of lazy writing, but even Hero was involved in multiple cases.
Right.
He was the red herring at the beginning of Case 3. He was the red herring at the beginning of Case 4.
His crystal ball was used in Case 1.
Yeah. Yup.
Hero was the guy they always want to blame, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's clearly not Hero."
Yeah.
And Hero's like, "But why me?
You're like,
kill anybody."
Everyone's like, Hero's the murderer, and you're like, well, it can't be Hero. He's not smart enough to pull something like this off. And Hero's like, yeah, exactly.
I agree.
The fucking consent screen comes up. I agree with that. Yeah. Toko just kind of coasted through all of Trigger Happy Havoc. She never added anything to any discussions. At least not that I can remember.
You rhythm game her once, but that was like Case 4 where you have to rhythm game the red herrings.
Yeah. The importance and the relevance of her character always comes back solely on Jill and not on Toko.
Right.
So,
which is and it's really bad because we very rarely get to see a lot of Jill.
Yeah, you're seeing Toko most of the time, which, like I was saying before Ego Theater, is probably why Jill is so enjoyable, is because you have to put up with Toko so often that it makes it more enjoyable than you think it would be when Jill comes out. Right. Because it's like, oh, we're so sick of Toko and her boring ass that when Jill does come out, hey, she's not, like, that much more exciting, but in comparison to what I've been talking to, she is, like, excitement in spades. And I am enjoying every moment she's on screen, and she's gone. And welcome back, Toko. When is Jill coming back? Yeah. I don't know, man. I just fucking...
Imagine, like, Hajime instead of Makoto in this situation. I need someone useful real quick. Toko, come here. Yeah, punches Toko in the face. And then like, Jill comes out and, like, and Jill's like, what? Wait, why was I just came back? Like, oh, sorry, I just punched Toko in the face. I need something more. I needed someone important right now.
That's literally what it turns into in the last, like, 2 cases of fucking Trigger Happy Havoc, though. It's always like, hey, Toko, and she's like, yeah, and they're like, can you bring Jill out real quick? We need to talk to her. And she's like,
oh, no.
Alright.
No, she's like, no, I don't want to. Togami's like, do it now or die. And then she sneezes, and then...
Yeah, she sneezes without another, like, no hesitation. No argument, no hesitation. Just the second his dialogue is done, she sneezes, and you're like, well, the thirst is real. God. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of sets up for a couple funny moments like that, but there's not even a whole lot of those.
Yeah.
It's mostly just Toko saying, I love you, please step on me, Togami saying, eat dirt and die, trash, and then he walks away and she follows him swooning, and that's all it ever is.
Yeah. At least we get to know that Togami is going to forever suffer knowing that he's got a serial killer on his back 24/7.
Yeah, a serial killer that wants to sexually, fuck him.
Fuck him and probably
Sexually
kill him.
fuck him. Wow, good job, me. Really hammered the point in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to...
Well,
that sentence structure just gave me a brief ounce of stupidity to where I just blanked out.
yeah. Which, I mean, everything we've just talked about pretty much spills over into Impact. Overall, neither one of them really had a whole lot of impact.
Right.
Neither one of them really did much. Jill was mostly just red herring and, of importance to a lot of the, murder trials.
Jill confirmed Junko's bullshit, and that's it.
Yeah.
As far as impact
That's
goes.
probably the most impactful thing that either of them did in the entire, game.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
I really can't think of anything else that they would have done impactful.
I feel the comments talking right now. They're saying, play Ultra Despair Girl, and she has a shit ton of
Probably going to be a lot of Ultra Despair Girl requests, yes. We will cover it in the future. But we're only looking at Toko as far as Trigger Happy Havoc goes. And as far as Trigger Happy Havoc goes, she is the most boring character I've ever had to fucking suffer through conversations with.
Right.
She is so bland.
It amazes me that she was the side character. You know what? I was like, you would think that there would be just imagine if Ultra Despair Girls doesn't exist, and they're like, yeah, we're having a side game with Makoto's sister. What do you think was going to be? And she's going to have one of the survivors from the first game. What do you think it's going to be?
Honestly, I would have assumed Hina, or maybe even Kyoko. Kyoko would have probably made the most sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, they give you Toko.
And that's just why not Hero, though? I would much rather have Hero. Can you imagine fucking Hero doing his, I'm scared of everything shtick on that?
That'd be great.
It would be funny as shit.
Yeah. Fucking... I don't know. I mean, like I said, we're looking at the games, on their own terms.
Right.
I'm sure Toko and Jill both are way, way better in Ultra Despair Girls. I mean,
just looking at their sprites alone, I can already tell they're way better.
I do like the sprites. I was commenting on how wild her hair looked in Ultra Despair Girls before we started recording, but I don't think it looks bad necessarily. I think it kind of fits her better considering how, I don't necessarily want to say unhinged, but just how, shaken up. Nervous, thank you. That's a much better word. Nervous. It fits how nervous Toko is, and it fits how chaotic Jill is.
Yeah, because it goes, it's the Mikan effect.
Yeah.
Where she goes from looking nervous to unhinged very fast.
Yeah, very, very quickly. It's a very good design change as far as the Ultra Despair Girls goes.
Yeah, much needed design change because she did not stick out.
It's much better than her design in Trigger Happy Havoc.
Right.
I would have rathered that all throughout Trigger Happy Havoc, but
yeah,
oh well.
Oh well.
It's fine. It's whatever.
I do like it when I see fucking Genocide Jill smiling. It's actually kind of adorable. It's really adorable. I don't know why. It's just that's just cute. But serial killer and all, it's just cute.
Yeah. Yup. Well,
trivia time?
Trivia time. And I haven't read through any of this, but I've kind of glanced over it, and like more than half of her list of trivia is all Ultra Despair Girls shit.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that seems about right.
We about to learn a thing today, Jer.
We're gonna learn why the comments are gonna be really hating on us for this entire episode.
All right, well, Toko's last name, Fukawa, consists of the characters for rotten and river. Fu is also the first character in the word Fujoshi. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, so I'm sure that's wrong, but which is a girl who enjoys reading manga featuring male homoerotic relationships, which is a term Genocide Jill used to describe herself.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Toko consists of winter and child. Toko's birthday, March 3rd, coincides with Japan's Girls' Day. That's fun.
Fun one.
Toko suffers from a pathological fear of the dark, blood, and ghosts.
Wait a minute. So she's just as afraid of ghosts like Kaito and fucking Hiro?
Apparently, yeah. She's also afraid of the dark, which I don't think ever got mentioned in Trigger Happy Havoc.
Right. You would be really like confused because you see Toko, you talk through Toko in her room, and you just like it feels like dread and it's dark as shit in there. So it's afraid of the dark, huh?
There is a trivia point coming up here in a moment that I actually did manage to read that explains her fear of the dark, kinda. I guess I can just read it since we're talking about it. The reason for her fear of the dark, which she reveals to Komaru and Ultra Despair Girls, strongly insinuates that she was mistreated as a child. So what you were saying about her being locked in a dark room is probably what happened to her. Yeah.
It's gotta be something with these Danganronpa characters. Unless your name is Ibuki, you always have a fucking dark past.
Yeah. Toko had one father and two mothers that she lived with before the events of the first game.
You would think the way she treats guys or like
it can be assumed about Toko's two mothers that one is Japanese while the other might be from a Western country. Evidence of that can be found during school mode when asking Toko about which breakfast she prefers, Japanese or Western. She'll mention one of her mothers liked Japanese while the other liked Western. Two mothers, though?
Two mothers?
Like they're all living under the same roof?
I think they probably had a divorce and the dad got remarried.
From the way that it's like talking about it, it sounds like she lived with all three of them.
I think it's a divorce situation.
The most common cause for dissociative identity disorder is severe psychological trauma or stress experienced during early childhood. And then it's got the sub-point about her having a fear of the dark, insinuating she was mistreated as a child, yada yada.
Yada yada.
In one of her free time events, she made a reference to a famous Japanese filmmaker, Seijun Suzuki, sorry. I'm probably saying it wrong. I apologize for my ignorance. In his three masterpieces, Tokyo Drifter, Fighting Elegy, and Branded to Kill.
I've heard of Drifter, but I don't know that too.
It is implied that Toko does not take a lot of showers. In Danganronpa 3, she even appears to be afraid of bathing. Her pet stink bug obviously doesn't help the matter. She has a pet stink bug.
Wow!
There.
Wow, so she doesn't bathe in general. Okay.
Just in general, yeah. She's afraid of bathing as well, it seems. Gross. Disgusting.
Someone get her into a fucking bath, please.
It's revealed during Toko's free time events that after Makoto suggested to her to write a novel from her heart, swish swish, She immediately finished it as an I novel. According to Makoto, Toko's I novel is the best writing he has ever read, and it will be a shocking masterpiece because of its super dark story that will change the face of I novel. I don't know what I novels are.
Neither do I. Is it a fancy way of saying manga?
Maybe. Could be. Here's an obvious one. Toko is the only character so far to be a major character in 2 Danganronpa games.
Major character in the first game laughs.
Yeah. Toko appears as a guest character in Chain Chronicle Brave New Continent. Her max attack is 7,240, while her max HP is 5,740. Her weapon is the Fountain Pen of the Literary Master, and its ability is doubled attack power. Her death blow is called Delusion Dream. It recovers the allies' HP a bit and cures debilitating conditions.
So, I looked up iNovel real quick because I was curious. It's a confessional novel, basically.
Okay.
Right. It revolves around naturalism and stuff like that.
And her last bullet point of trivia: when Toko shouts "the power of Christ compels you to exercise swish swish Komaru," the quote is taken from the classic 1973 film The Exorcist. Gee, you don't say.
You don't say. Fucking Zoomers that don't even know what that is. I blame them.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Jared? Closing arguments. Final thoughts on Jill and Toko.
Should have been Jill from Chapter 2 onward, considering how little Toko did.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, Jill was just so much more entertaining.
Like, can you imagine, like, Jill's antics to, like, the entirety of the rest of the game compared to just, like, seeing Toko most of the time and Jill being a random, sporadic thing?
Right.
Because then I would be over here and like, well, yeah, Toko in the very beginning was kind of boring, but when she became Genocide Jill, that's when things started getting really interesting.
Yeah.
But now I'm just sitting here, I'm like, Toko is, like, the bane of the existence of Genocide Jill. And Genocide Jill is just much better, entertaining-wise and written-wise, because Toko doesn't really do much, but Jill has, like, a lot of these, like, plot-important elements that happen to her specifically.
That keeps her relevant, more so than Toko, right. And it only makes Toko relevant in the sense that she and Jill share a body. Right. Like I said, they're always like, hey, Toko, and she's like, what? And they're like, can you switch over to Jill real quick? We need to talk to her. And that's as far as Toko's importance goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta agree. It's been repeated many times. Toko is just very boring. There's not... They don't do enough with her. And... it's funny to say it, because it's Jill, but when Jill gets introduced, they do even less with Toko. Because then it just becomes all about Jill.
Right.
Which I'm fine with, because I like Jill, but at the same time, as far as, like, the character of Toko Fukawa...
around?
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
if you're gonna do nothing with Toko, I mean, I guess for the sake of consistency and the split personality things, she's always been Toko, she's always been living with Jill for as long as she can remember. And it's like, alright, that's fine. But give Jill more dialogue.
And make Toko at least interesting a little bit.
You made Jill consistently important, and I mean, I guess you could argue that Toko was just as important in Case 4 because she was Toko hiding in the locker until she saw Sakura. But
yeah, and then
Toko doesn't remember what happened. Jill does.
Afterwards.
Yeah, Jill's the one who struck Sakura.
Right.
So I mean, because Toko said she was hiding in the locker and then she passed out, and when she woke up she wasn't in the rec room anymore.
She fell out of the locker, looked up, saw Sakura with the blood on her head, and gazing at her, terrified the shit out of her. She passed out and she blacked out.
Yeah.
From there for on.
And then she woke up in her room later, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she woke up in her room later.
So they're like, okay, so Jill knows what happened. So Jill, let's talk to Jill. You know?
Yeah.
Like I said already, Toko's importance only goes as far as Jill. And then when Jill comes out, that's where it stops for Toko.
Yeah.
Because now it's Jill, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like it's very... I feel like if you weren't going to do anything with Toko herself, then just give Jill more, like, screen time. You know?
Right.
I mean, it's the same voice actress anyways, right?
Yeah, it's the same voice actress.
I mean, just... I feel like you could have done more with Jill. And they did. Like we said, Jill was, like, consistently throughout the first game, like, had some sort of relevance to most of the cases following that.
Right.
So, I mean, like... You know, I feel like they should have just given Jill more screen time.
She's not the worst character with the multiple personality disorders, but it's still very... In both cases, when a character had multiple personality disorder, they missed the ball entirely in terms of writing.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
I guess the only saving grace is that the other split personality character was just awful on both ends, whereas Jill is actually enjoyable.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Jill made me laugh a couple times. Fucking Junko did not.
Yeah.
And Junko made me want to fucking...
Oh, you were talking about Junko.
What do you think I was talking about? Mikon?
I thought you were talking about Kyo.
Oh, Kyo? Oh, he's possessed by his sister. That's a completely different situation.
Is it?
Yeah, he's possessed by his sister.
Was he actually possessed by his sister? I thought he was just fucking psychopathic.
He was actually possessed. He was possessed by his sister.
Well, you know what? Fair enough. I was thinking of Kyo anyways, because his stupid sister. She pops up and gets revealed, and then she's fucking gone because they both get executed, so it's not like she was enjoyable either.
She had like 3 lines of dialogue.
Yeah. A whopping 3 minutes of total screen time. Out of that, 40-something hour long game?
You see, I know he was suffering possession because I actually had free time events with Kyo, so I know it's possession. He didn't have a multiple personality disorder because he was talking to his sister while she was ill in the hospital. And then as soon as she died, he got possessed by her.
Well, I'm saying, like, her death, because weren't they were close, right? Because they were lovers.
Fucking...
Which is disgusting.
Yeah.
But, I mean, like, I always thought it was in the idea of, like, her death hit him so traumatically because they were so close and they loved each other so much that he, like, developed her personality as a split personality in his own psyche. Like, her death cracked his psyche, and he developed... a copy of her almost. And he played it off as like, oh, I'm not crazy, her spirit is possessing me and now we're together eternally.
No, he was literally being possessed by his sister. Oh. Did you not notice that his sister was also in his execution?
No, I knew that. I thought that was supposed to be like a poetic thing because Monokuma is like that.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he floated up to her, she fucking grabbed him and started salting him with Monokuma.
Yeah, because his sister's fucking psychotic. It wants people dead.
Hey, you know what? That's fair. I concede. You win. But yeah.
You know what would be a good idea to honor me, Kyo? Kill as many girls as possible. Yes, sister. That seems like a good idea. Fucking Kyo.
Long story short, to bring it back into our original point, Toko is super boring. Jill is fun. She's not amazing and not like scream out loud, hilariously fun and entertaining, but she's tenfold more entertaining than Toko is.
It's just a damn shame that we don't get to see her hardly at all.
Yeah. I feel like if we would have gotten to see Jill more, it probably would have hurt and helped her both. Like, it would have helped because Jill is clearly the better character here. But it also would have hurt because, you know, like I said, the only reason you enjoy Jill as much is because she's in contrast to Toko. And you get more of Toko so that when Jill shows up, you're like, fuck yeah. You know?
What's up, party people?
I feel like if Jill showed up more, then you probably would have started to get like, alright, I get it.
Right.
You know?
Right. I feel really bad for the people who watch the anime who be like, who think of like Toko. I'm like, why did Toko live?
Yeah.
Because the anime is like insanely shorter compared to the games.
Yeah. Yeah, they cut a lot out. A lot of the like searching for clues and stuff in the episodes during the investigations, it gets cut into like montage segments with Makoto like narrating over it. So
There's a lot of, that's where like a lot of the funny shit happens though too.
yeah, a lot of the funny little side dialogues.
Aliens took my hamburger, man.
That is forever going to be one of the greatest images from this fucking series. People will be like, hey man, I'm thinking of picking up Danganronpa, what's it like? And you can just send them that screenshot of fucking Hero's hamburger getting abducted by aliens, and your friend will be like, huh. And you're like, yeah, it's worth playing.
I'm totally gonna send that to Joey.
You're like, yeah, this sums up Trigger Happy Havoc pretty much entirely.
Joey's gonna be like, oh, I see. Speaking of Joey, my friend Joey hasn't played Danganronpa at all, and I'm hopefully gonna be able to record it while he's playing it, and that's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah. Maybe we'll put it on the channel for shits and gigs.
Yeah. Yeah, and his sprite is gonna be Kibo because he's naive. He's a naive little boy, so.
All right.
He would definitely put himself underneath a hydraulic press to see if he was alive.
Kibo. All right. Well, let's wrap this up.
That one moment solidifies Kibo for us for the rest of the
I will always laugh at that. Kibo nearly fucking killing himself in that press is the funniest shit. One of the best moments in V3, hands down, dude. God. Alright. Alright, well, let's rate them independently, obviously.
2 out of 10, 4 out of 10.
2 out of 10, 4 out of 10?
Yep.
Two out of 10, 4 out of 10. Honestly, yeah. For Toko, I would say probably like 1 or 2, yeah. I'll just piggyback off you. I'll do 2 out of 10. Which honestly for me is a little generous. Because I really don't like Toko. She's so boring. But I am going to disagree with you on Jill, though. I'm going to give Jill a 5 out of 10.
Alright, fair enough. But I'm still saying 4 out of 10. Because she's horribly underutilized.
Yeah,
underutilized.
That's fair. That's a fair assumption.
We're talking V3, Case 3 levels of underutilization here.
Yeah. Lots of missed opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm giving Jill a 5, just because yeah, she was a little underutilized as a character, but I still think that, like, what she was used for across the entire first game, I think she was used very well. And, you know, all gripes aside, including Toko herself, I still think Jill is a pretty enjoyable character. She complements a lot of the rest of the cast very well, because a lot of the people around the time that Jill shows up, and a lot of the people who make it to the end of the game with Jill and Toko, are a lot of the more level-headed people that are very, like, weirded out by her. Right. And when she first shows up, you know, it's like, okay, well, Jill is not the killer, but she is still the ultimate serial killer, and now we're locked in this fucking killing game school nightmare house with her. And then by the end of the game, like 2 chapters later, after she shows up, like 2 chapters after she shows up, it's just like, oh, Jill's here. Like, everyone's just chill around her now.
She's still not as scary as either Komaeda or Kokichi.
Yeah. Well, because Komaida's a rival, and he, like, cements himself immediately, because he goes through the whole first chapter being like, yeah, I'm your friend, we're all buddies here, and then, like, that gets thrown out the window almost right after, and you just never, it's much like Kokichi, you just don't really know what to expect from him, you know?
Yeah.
He keeps you guessing.
Yeah.
He keeps you guessing. Jill, on the other hand, is like, okay, she got used as, like, the ultimate red herring in Case 2 because she's the ultimate serial killer. So now every murder that happens from that point on, you're like, well, I'm pretty sure Jill's never going to be the killer because being the ultimate serial killer, as soon as someone drops dead, she's going to be the first person you fucking look at. You know?
And literally her alibi of, like, I have a specific way of killing people, I will never kill.
Yeah. Being the ultimate serial killer, she has a very strict ritual that she abides by during her murders, and obviously most murders in that game have no similarity to her ritual at all.
Except the second one, but that was Togami fucking.
That was Togami trying to bait her into revealing herself.
Yeah.
Which is still retarded. I'm never gonna let Togami live that shit down. He's a piece of shit.
Could have gone through the whole game not knowing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And nothing would have changed. Think about that. If Togami didn't fuck with that at all, the rest of the game would still play out as normal.
Yeah, probably. TBH.
Yeah.
So. Well, that's
Toko.
That's Toko and Genocide Jack.
Right. After our glorious conversation we're going to have for our off-topic debate next week.
Next episode. I'm hoping it'll be next week. My work shift schedule, my whole work schedule used to be very consistent. It's always the same shift on usually the same days every week. And recently my whole work schedule has just gotten tossed out the window, and I'm getting juggled between overnight shifts and morning shifts, and I'm having a very hard time adjusting from that, like, regularity, you know?
Yeah, and in my work shift, I'm a truck driver, so I just go when I need to go.
Your shit is constantly changing.
Yeah.
Not to mention that you lost your fucking hard drive that had all the Town of Salem footage, so Town of Salem is not going to come out for a little while, because we don't have any of the footage to edit.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna think of something.
We could probably, one of these nights, just do another Town of Salem sesh with some fresh footage and just edit that.
I was thinking about playing Left 4 Dead, to be honest. Not gonna lie.
I'd be down with some Left 4 Dead. I haven't played that shit in years.
No, right? I was like, I want to play Left 4 Dead for some reason. I'm like, you know what? I'll probably get Dylan. I got space on my hard drive, so I can make a recording.
Yep.
And download it. So.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yep. So next episode is going to be an off-topic. You guys are really going to enjoy it. I can't wait to talk about it. I'm gonna write up all kinds of dumb bullshit to talk about for it.
Should we discuss about, like, the members of what we're going to be talking about beforehand, and then we're just going to have it, like, clear and concise what we're going to talk about?
I think we should just freeform who all the, like, contestants will be, and then just, like, spitball, like, who lives and who dies and how everything's going to turn out, you know?
We definitely got to have Dr. Phil and Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So,
oh boy!
And then after the off topic, we're gonna start on the Case 3 characters, and we're gonna start with Mr. Moral Compass himself, Taka.
My favorite character in the first game.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real fun time.
I love pure good boy.
Yeah, Taka's got a lot of energy. He's got a lot of personality, especially after fucking Mondo gets turned into butter. They cranked his personality so high that the fucking crank broke.
No, remember, they cranked his personality down so low, it cycled back to being the highest it possibly can be after a while.
They fucking flung his personality through the fucking bullseye of the fucking personality target.
No, like Dylan, because remember, he was depressed as shit.
Yeah, I know.
And so he didn't have... Yeah.
They cranked him all the way down to 0, and that's because, like, they pulled it... It's like an arrow getting pulled back on the fucking bow. And then when they let him go, he flew all the way past the fucking He flew all the way past the target and he just exploded somewhere in the fucking distance.
It's a new civilization nuclear Gandhi feedback loop. That's some deep cuts if you know what I'm talking
He
about.
He went from staring into space to fighting Jiren in the depth of space.
With bare hands.
fucking fucking people telling you to shut up, Taka sleep. People saying you have no balls, Taka ultra instinct.
Real shit.
Real shit. Yeah, dude.
No, it's Taka. Real stuff. Taka.
It's real shit, but like the two middle letters are censored with fucking asterisks. No, it says real shit, but the word shit has been covered up by a censored bar.
It was said that they had to sneak up on Taka in order to kill him, because while he was in his Ultra Instinct form, he would have had a fist fight with the devil, or with death. Yeah. That's a Teddy Roosevelt quote right there, but it makes sense.
God. Alright. I need to fucking edit this podcast so I could go the fuck to bed.
Yeah, and I need to Photoshop an Ego Theater picture.
Maybe I'll just say fuck sleep and I'll just play more Smash.
Like I said, Dylan, in the beginning of this episode, sleep is for the weak.
I'm talking about needing to go to bed and get sleep, but deep down I know I'm just gonna be up until 3 a.m. again.
That's saying something, because right now I'm in the East Coast and it's like 2:25.
Well,
you got 30 minutes, Dylan.
All right, you beautiful bastards. Go fucking.
And raid Maximilian Dude's channel for being a father.
Go fucking. If you don't know Max, go give him some love, please. He's like one of the greatest fucking content creators out there. I wouldn't even say content creator. He's more so just a streamer. Yeah. But his content is great. He's such a wholesome dude, and he just had a fucking kid. He just had a little fucking girl, man. And that girl is like, there is not a single child in this world that is gonna be cooler than that kid, because that kid's got the coolest fucking dad. So, like... So, yeah, if you...
Most dads are gonna be like, I'm gonna teach you how to ride a bike. Max's dad, yo, you wanna learn a fucking infinite?
Most dads, alright, let me teach you how to fish. Ripley's dad, yo, you wanna learn an infinite combo in Mortal Kombat 12?
I am so jealous for that kid.
I know, dude. Imagine growing up being the child of Maximilian, dude.
Yeah,
fuck. You get to grow up with fucking Uncle Simmons and Uncle Steve and Uncle Kenny. You get to grow up with a mom like JJ. God, dude. I'm jealous.
Fucking jealous.
I'm so jealous.
But I'm also happy for Max. I'm really happy for Max.
Yeah, man. If you guys haven't already, even if you don't know who Max is, just go look up Maximilian Dude on like Twitter or YouTube or something. Just go send him some love, man.
And if you want a video for context, look at his reaction to when Cloud was announced for Smash.
That's like one of his most popular videos. If you go to his channel, it's one of the videos right there on the front page.
Yep.
Yep. He's just a super wholesome boy who just play fighting game all day.
Yep. I just felt like I needed to shout him out because I was just like,
oh, hey, man.
Yeah, I like
we like the fighting game community. We're not very good at fighting games. Me especially. But I mean,
we're moderately good. We're moderately good at.
Yeah, I'd like to think that I'm pretty good at Smash. Not like pro level, but I think I like not online. I think like offline, like local play. I think I could beat most people at like my skill level.
If we're not playing it like against professionals, but we can like talk some mad shit and we have this.
We're pro players as far as the casual scene is concerned, but when we get into the pro leagues, we get fucking creamed. We're in that weird in between right there.
We're underneath the bar for the pro scene.
Yeah. by quite a bit, but you know.
Hey, at least it's something.
Alright. Everybody go the fuck home. Goodbye. This podcast is over.